Hey, take a look at that. Kanjan is going to be on Sergeant Hammer. M will be playing Thrall. Gemini is on Morales. SR playing Muradin again. And SK this time going Greymane.
Just totally awesome. This comp, they've got to take this game, Wolf. They really do. Busting out a strat like this, they can't go down 0-2. Over here on the right-hand side, leading in this match, 1-0, MVP Black with Sake on Li Ming, Kyocha on Zul, Mary on Uther, Rich on Sonya, and Sign on Stitches.
Here we go with that ward talent here for Gemini on level 1. That scouting drone will give a lot of extra vision here. So will Kanjan's mines here. They're going to actually do quite a bit of damage to Sign. They already sent Thrall up to the top lane. They're not going to commit to a fight here. But Sergeant Hammer will likely be in a tri-lane in the bot here, pushing those towers. A big root here, though.
Oh, yeah. Beautifully done on that damage.
Oh! Magic missiles connect.
Indeed. Even Mary Day going ahead and throwing some pain his way, making sure that he goes down. A great pickoff so early on SR.
And this reminds me of Jess' last game where we did have an early pickoff. M is now the next target. Rich is going in. Looks like SK is coming in to try to save him.
Oh, SK getting that pickoff as well. You gotta beware of the Greymane. His damage output is second to none.
This happens a lot of the time, that Sonya Thrall gank we see in the early game so frequently. Both teams reacting here. MVP Black getting the worst end of it. SK will be rooted here, but SR zoning to actually allow him to escape.
Really well done there by SR. Once again showing his, oh my god, that was amazing. The razor swipe to dodge the hook. These guys are on point.
They really are. Looking at Sergeant Hammer's builds, he was of course going for range at level 1. So much more poke power with this. I know everyone in your early games probably goes for like siege builds and tries to cloak and push the towers, but that's not how this is going to be. She's going to be an auto attacker, just like Lunara at the back lines, doing massive damage.
Well, right now they can't quite take the shrine. Looks like they are going to continue just laying for the time being. Looks like Hammer does get pushed off. Of course, we are going to watch Gemini babysit Kanjin here, because Hammer alone is definitely something that can get picked very quickly.
Yeah. Looks like he does get hooked here, but will not take much damage. SR coming to support in this tri-lane in the bot. And a bit of an aggressive rotation up towards Rich here with SR. Not going to kill him, but you know, keeping that lane pushed onto the towers right now for the time being.
Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. All right, it looks like Rich being pushed all the way back. Another rotation up here by SK, and they've already taken out one of the towers, the other one empty. So this is going, that top lane really going towards Edward Gaming right now.
It's almost going to be impossible to take that shrine for a really long time. And that's really great because they have this extra push power with Hammer. They can also you know, keep that shrine controlled a little bit easier once they take it with the Sergeant Hammer's mines.
Now, I do want to point out, this is a very special build that we're seeing with Lieutenant Morales, getting Bioshield on level 4, so giving that extra shield to the tank here, and that's important because anytime they jump on the tank, it's in fear of dying, but since we know that Gemini will be healing her non-stop, to keep that shield on her, to keep that beam on her, is going to just add so much survivability.
That it will. Shrine to the top finally being taken here by Rich. A long channel for EDG, but they don't commit to trying to grab the Dragon Knight, which is quite common. Sign eating a lot of damage here. Look at all the poke that you have with Hammer, and with a shield on here, Gemini just always babysitting. It's basically impossible to grab him, especially because, of course, they have that scouting drone. So never really going to get caught out, never going to get stunned by something like this. A surprising,
Oh, well, that can happen. And look at that.
If you don't have a scouting drone in position, this can happen.
Kanjin forcing everyone back if they hit Gemini, really looking out for, you know, the support that looks out for him so much.
Kyocha actually getting Dovin upon here as well. Skeleton's going to help push things back. Meriday comes up for the heal. Going to drop a stun for securing the escape. Oh, here comes Sake. We're taking right up to this mid.
Not sure if they'll actually be able to get SR.
Oh, meanwhile, a pull on Gemini from Sign, but there's no follow-up.
We do see those mines going out immediately thereafter. Kind of a down and dirty game right now. Very close as far as the experience goes.
Notice who's in the lanes. Sign staying and get down here against Kanjan to try to get the kills on Hammer. Hold on, I thought we may see just that. Hook goes on to Gemini. There's the follow-up stun, and she will be taken out here. Grenade not going to be enough to save her. But as I was saying, notice they keep Sign in the bot lane to put the pressure on Sergeant Hammer. Sergeant Hammer isn't able to push the lane like she wants to. Zul controls the mid lane, so they're countering her push with a stronger push while dealing with Hammer, not letting her down there alone, using Stitches to make sure sure that she's always back behind her towers.
It's huge rotations coming down for MVP Black into that bottom lane to counter the hammer, whereas we mostly actually see SK rotating up to make sure that they win that top lane as well. So kind of some counter strategies coming into play here.
Yeah, and as a result, both teams are very even here. Now, a much faster Bruiser camp is taken here for Edward Gaming. Now, that's going to be a lot more staying power, but the real damage is going to the tri-lane down here in the bot with the Siege Giants. That may end up doing a lot of structural damage if not dealt with quickly here.
All right, well, with Kanjin here, definitely can do some work, but those hooks have been so good on Gemini. As you were saying, Wolf, if you hook the medic, she's just going to die.
Yeah, especially if there's a follow-up stun from Meriday. This time trying to go for Kanjan, not able to hit him, but doing a ton of damage to this fort. And that's going to help these Siege Giants just kind of control this lane, and they may rotate for a pick mid. Here they come.
All right, looks like 3 of them going north at this time. They're going to be able to get right on top of these guys. Looks like they will back up into the bush. Sonya's still in that top lane all alone.
Very risky how long they stayed there. One more Arcane Orb will kill that cannon tower as well here, trying to use the missiles. And closer and closer do MVP Black approach to level 10.
Well, right now we actually do have EDG with that Shrine operational. Doesn't look like they'll be able to get it. In fact, a nice pickoff right there on Greymane.
Yeah, Greymane never leaving there, staying on the wrong side of the bush, does get killed. Level 10 up here for MVP Black. We do see Wave of Force coming down. And once we hit Repulsion at level 20, if the game goes that long, which this map usually does, it's going to be so easy to pick off the Medic and Sergeant Hammer. So very much keep an eye on when Kanjan uses his escape, his mount.
Yeah, that's actually going to be really cool to see. I love that even in this tournament, we've seen Wave of Force become as picked, really, as Disintegrate.
Oh, SR here going to try to stop this channel on the top. Sonya is pushed off, so Thrall will channel. I'm not sure they're going to be able to get this. Looks like no. Very good job here by SR to deny.
Yeah, that was all him right there, making sure that they didn't get to take it. By the way, it looks like Medivac has been taken here at level 10.
And also Blunt Force Gun as well. Whoa. Did not expect to see that. And that, of course, in the late game, which I talked about before, is going to be just massive, massive damage once they get Orbital BFG. Big damage going down into Sake. There goes a Sundering as well, but good Divine Shield. He will be able to escape. We also have the mages coming out onto Zul right now.
We see also some really great cleanses coming down. Gemini is doing a great job making sure Kanjin just does not end up dying here. Some big damage going down by Li Ming, but we'll go ahead and heal that up immediately.
And now notice that Gemini only stays on Kanjan as well here. He's not using his mana to heal anybody else. He's just solo partnering up with him here. So he's never out of mana because he's being so conservative, and so is Kanjan. He knows that this lane is not one he can win versus the potential hooks of Stitches and the follow-up stuns. So they just sit back, soak that EXP.
Yeah, the rotations of MVP have just been fantastic. Always hitting that bottom lane, making sure they're winning that. Sure, they might be losing the top lane just slightly, but it's not really that big a deal with how well they are controlling the bottom. And in fact, looks like they're going to get a keep.
Yeah, they're losing the Shrine top, and they're losing some of that lane EXP, but they're killing Structures bot because they're so dominant. SK looking to maybe jump onto Sake here. Sake checks the bush with his skills, does teleport away. And MVP Black edging closer to 13 here. Another attempted hook. He doesn't have pushing hook yet, so not quite going to grab onto SK.
Well, we'll see if he grabs that as he gets to it. I would expect so, especially against a Sergeant Hammer and a Morales. That Stitch's hook is just going to be so fantastic. A lot of damage being put onto Sign right now, and in fact, SR jumps in. We do have a great cleanse there by Uther, though.
One of the big weaknesses
Another great cleanse. Oh my god, just non-stop.
These cleanses are on point. These guys are so good. They are absolutely, without a doubt, the two best teams in the world. One of the weaknesses of Stitches is that he doesn't have much of an escape, so you do have to be careful when these sort of engages happen. If he gets sundered, for example, he's going to basically just have to heroic and get out with his Bile.
Look at this. Rich actually making a big push in the top with that Bruiser camp, letting them tank all that damage at the towers, dealing a lot of extra damage as well, kind of pushing back and equalizing that lane.
Yeah, it looks like he wanted to kind of get a good trade there to finally take that Shrine back, as MVP Black will undoubtedly recontrol this bot Shrine. The mid lane is pushed. No one's there getting EXP. It's actually a 4v4 lane down here in the bot. They really are going hard on each other here. 13 is up for Black. They have their 13 talents.
Looks like a lot of damage going down on SR. He will be able to jump out of there. Gemini right now kind of being stretched thin on these heals. A lot of damage to Kanjin.
That's right. And you remember, Gemini is mostly focusing on Kanjin, but SR here very low. And if she does commit to healing him, she's going to lose a lot of her mana. She can only heal one target at once.
Well, right now we do actually have an attempted pick here on Mary Day. And in fact, we do have the Skeletal Mages coming out, kind of slowing everyone down. Not going to have too big an effect.
Oh,
here,
but there's the
perhaps.
hook and a big dwarf toss away. That was a scary moment there, but he knew he'd be safe. Kanjin here, very happy he wasn't the one hooked. Another scouting drone gets placed. I'm loving the scouting drones we are seeing here from Gemini. He's basically warding the map, making sure these hooks can't happen. Meanwhile, M going to nearly be killed by Rich. Rich himself now on the retreat.
Yeah, and Miss Sunder there as well. That could have been a giant because he did have SK right there. And if a stun goes down on Rich, definitely going to be killed off.
Uh-oh, M's in trouble. Here comes Meriday. He's going to get stunned here, and he's going on top of him. He's even using his W to get that kill. And Kocha rotates up. It will be secured. There's the pickoff on Thrall.
All right, just a nice kill there by MVP Black. They are up in experience, coming to the top right now, spawning those skeletons, but we have Kanjin pushing the bottom, starting to finally get some value out of this hammer pick.
The trade in the top where they forced the rotation back up did allow Kanjin to split push, but will he be able to do as much damage as this 3-man here on this fort? I don't think so, and actually we do see a rotation down by Kocha now to stun and deal with them, and SR is way at the back.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, actually coming in all the way from the back. I'm not really sure about that. I guess he does okay with it, but definitely weren't going to get a pick there.
They have a ton of burst damage with Blunt Force Gun, but that was just not going to be the time to use it.
Well, I'm excited to see him start using it. I haven't really seen it yet.
Yeah, I don't think he's used it even a single time. He's looking for that kill potential. The medevac as well, something we could see used for a big commitment later on in the game, but on this map, not too impactful right now.
Well, as you get really late into the game, that's going to be something really exciting. By the way, let's not forget Giant Killer is here, for Sergeant Hammer, and that's going to deal tons of damage, especially to the Stitches who took the Globe talent to gain more health.
All right, guess what, Artosis, we have here now too. Level 16, that means Fishing Hook is out, Benediction is out. If any squishy gets caught, it's all over. You've got double stuns with Benediction, and it's just lights out. It has such a long range on this.
And you know what? I really actually like a lot the imposing presence here coming out on Sonya. That's going to be super helpful against Sergeant Hammer, who already shoots very slowly.
Very true. Top Shrine being channeled here again, actually, by EDG. And don't forget, we're 12 minutes into this game, level 16 for Black, and not a single Dragon Knight has been secured.
Well, that's just how good these guys are, right? It's crazy. They just can't get it from each other.
Okay, Rich up here in the front. He has been pinged. Sundering goes down here defensively. SK is on the retreat, and Rich wants him. There goes the whirlwind, and SK will be killed, and he might not be the only one. M is stuck here as well. Kanjin's on the retreat. Mages don't stop him.
The hook onto Gemini. Gemini goes down without a fight there, and a 3-wipe immediately. This is going to be an easy and free Dragon Knight.
That it will be. Meriday rotates up here just on the edge. Sign is sitting and waiting. He's going to channel it easily. Klocha's already starting the push here, taking out this fort, taking out all the ammo. SR looks like he wants to try to deny this, actually. And they're not going to channel the Dragon Knight just yet.
Well, maybe saving it to the last second. We do have SR kind of slowing it down. He wants to buy time for his teammates to be out here, but he's going to be careful not to get picked off.
Now, Wave of Force going down. There's the hook. They're going to jump on him. Looks like they wanted to get this kill and the Dragon Knight. That means the tank for Edward Gaming is going to be down. And I got to say, Artosis, with the counter rotation we've seen for Black, how they responded in the lane to the Sergeant Hammer, I don't think this pick is working out for Edward Gaming right now.
So far, you're completely right, Wolf. It has not, but we're going to see this Hammer do more.
Oh, the hook on SK!
Oh, so big right
there.
No
way he gets out.
Trying to save, putting down so much heal there.
Oh,
somehow
he
gets out.
Can't even believe
teamwork.
it. Yeah, I can't even believe it.
What an escape.
But the push continues. Kocha now nearly out of health. We're going to get one more cannon tower here. Fastly approaching level 20. Oh, another hook onto SK. This is a big problem. These hooks just keep happening. They can't let this happen.
The hooks have done absolutely everything for them so far. We do see EDG backing up. Losing Greymane there is a big deal, and they are starting to siege onto this keep.
Every time they kill SR, the hook potential is stronger because he's not there to zone anymore for these fights. He's the Murd that's going to stand, block the hook, give safety to Kanjin, give safety to Gemini or even SK in some of these situations. And when he's dead, that's when these hooks really start to come into play.
The hooks are just completely out of control here. Awesome, awesome play. And I got to wonder, you know, they picked Stitches before the hammer pick, but they saw the Morales. Could they have been thinking about this comp?
Yeah, well, they were at least thinking about Morales, and she was their main target, but also Kanjian on hammer is going to be a big target for this as well. I think you're right. I think they were definitely keeping this in mind. And what's funny is we very rarely see Sign ever play Stitches. This is one of these hidden picks. Like, if you're studying, if you're EDG, you're looking back at Power League, you're looking at Super League going, I want to study what tanks we might see here when we take Muradin early. You're not thinking about Stitches.
No, I know, and that's just, it's kind of weirding me out. I mean, if MVP was like, oh, okay, they're going to take Hammer and chose Stitches to help out with that, I'm in awe. I bound down to our overlords here in Heroes of the Storm, but just fantastic play so far by MVP Black. They are very close to level 20, very close to those Storm talents, and Edward Gaming, they still need another 2 full levels.
They do. Once they hit 20, though, they will have basically unlimited mana on Gemini. Also, Blunt Force Gun is going to have Orbital BFG, and that's going to be good for the late game. This push here, though, very powerful right now, and 20 is up for Black.
By the way, we have Flowing Wounds and Mortal Wound here for Zul, so he gets quicker cooldown the Scythe and less healing for anyone hit by it. So that's huge against Morales.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
Wow, just crazy how they're building this out and countering everything EDG is doing.
And you can see that whenever a target does get hit by that, Morales just basically can never heal them. You know, she's got a single target heal. There's no one else to support. Solo support Morales is somewhat countered by this. And MVP Black having this huge advantage. Also having this Propulsion Blast. SK will survive, though. There wasn't much of a follow-up there. But they're sieging this keep versus a Sergeant Hammer.
I know. It's crazy what we're watching right here. Sign taking a lot of damage as he backs out. But you know what? The denial of this healing, I just can't stop smiling. He has such quick cooldowns on it. The fact that it reduces healing by like 75%. So everything Morales is good at goes out the window.
Now, M was pushing the top. He does do a little bit of damage to that fort, you know, made sure that that top shrine was taken. I think he was trying to bait a rotation up there, so maybe Edward Gaming could actually go down and secure the bot. But he just backs home, and MVP Black only sends Sonya up there, knowing that he's going to be back as well. He's not going to stick up there. It's too risky. And she will secure a channel for just a moment.
Ooh, I'm a little bit nervous for him. They do only have 4 here, and it is level 20 advantage for MVP Black.
Signs get to a blind hook. He hits M, and that's a huge blow up. Down is throw, and that's one of the biggest initiates when you have to fight down level 20. Sometimes Sundering is one of the ways you can win a team fight 19 to 20.
These hooks have been out of control. Sign is doing everything right for his team, and it is paying off huge. The amount of picks that we've seen based off of a hook, teams wish they could hit as many hooks as this.
10-to-1 kills as well. You know, you could see it in that. Kyocha using the Skeletal Mages here to even make sure he could further secure this Dragon Knight. And at level 21 to 19 here with this big push, this could be a push to win if EDG loses anybody.
Thrall is already down as well. Let's not forget about that. We do have Kanjian dealing a lot of damage there. Don't forget, he does have Giant Killer, so that is doing a very good job. Kyocha is Zul as well, so he can't deny the healing.
Big repulsion going down. It looks like they want to grab two keeps here at the very least. Big net worth here on that. SR going to have to Dwarf Toss away, taking a lot of damage. Kyocha starting to work on that core.
All right, SR starting to peel for Kanjian, dealing a lot of damage here. They're dealing damage to the core, though. We do have Kyocha's Dragon Knight starting to get very, very low.
Yep, it is indeed. SK taking a lot of damage. Looks like they're going to try to disengage. Sundering goes down. It's wasted, though. It's worthless. Rich doing tons of damage here. Gemini keeping everybody alive, but he does get hooked, and he will be killed. And this is MVP's Black's opportunity to end this game now.
Yeah, they may be able to. It looks like Sonya's Spell Shield is gone, but Divine Shield following it right up, going ahead, whirlwinding here. Big Root does go down onto SR. A huge amount of damage to M as well.
SK kills Kyocha. Maryday's getting very low. SK could go for the jump onto Rich, and there he goes. Rich will hook himself away.
Oh, trying to deal that extra damage right now. Everyone very low here for MVP. A huge hit there by Sake, and it looks like EDG cannot chase anymore.
Oh, the hook, but he does knock them away. Sun goes down onto Maryday. He does survive. And what a crazy game has been. By the way, Maryday does not have redemption. He did not actually take that trade, so if he dies, that's huge.
Yeah, it certainly is. This is a big deal right now. They cannot lose anybody else. MVP Black can finish so easily if they win another team fight or even get another Dragon Knight.
Edward Gaming stayed alive, and now finally in 15 seconds, Orbital BFG becomes a presence on this map. Obviously, it's still going across the map right here, right now, doing damage to this bot, but we can reset it at any moment to an even more efficient position if he goes perhaps the bottom right and gets that diagonal angle going up to the core. Orbital BFG is definitely something you really have to keep in mind towards the late game. Looks like he's going to just keep it here for now. It gives him vision of these mercs as well, so it's a really smart place to have it. It's still hitting the keep, it's still hitting that wall, and the longer this game goes on, the potential for a split push with the medevac with just a ton of damage on the siege tank plus the BFG, it's definitely something to keep in mind.
It's a very good point, but they haven't been able to win a Dragon Knight yet, and a Dragon Knight ends the game at this point. We're getting deep enough in. The core has already lost a bunch of its health. 2 of the keeps are missing. This is tough for EDG. They have to start winning fights now.
All right, look at this giant push as well. They have all the siege giant shrines are up, and it looks like MVP Flag's just going to ignore that. Rich going on to SK here. Sake putting out so much damage.
Do they have what it takes to actually finish this game right now with that many Sea Giants with this camp as well? The Sunder goes down, isn't really that effective. Jumping right now on top.
And the hook on SK, and look at the siege and the push in the mid. All just pushed by the skeletons as well. There's no way EDG survives this push. This is MVP Black. This is the dominance of Korea, and they